technical difficulties. It happens, you know what I'm saying? Everybody been doing comedy long enough. Yeah. But we're a little delayed, so I'm just keep the show rolling. Y'all ready for the next comedian?
Yeah.
Okay, I like the energy. All right. Yeah, give me the, yeah. All right, y'all put your hands together and make some noise for the notorious BFG.
I know you must be a little bit confused. There is a notorious BFG. You get some old white guy, Mr. Magoo-looking motherfucker. He's up there trying to make you laugh. But I know I already got you going. Okay. I said I'm a Mr. Magoo-looking motherfucker. That's it. Yeah, I used to think that was an insult, but now I run with it. Makes me laugh. Yeah. Now, what I need, though, I need a little audience participation, and you say like you're ready to do it, because I'm a psychic. Did you know I was a psychic? That's because you aren't a psychic. But I once had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend. She was a tremendous psychic. She could tell the future. In fact, she was so good, she broke up with me before we even met. But she taught me a little trick that I'm going to do. On the way out here, I knew I would find somebody in the audience that I could predict. If I asked them a question, I would have their answer written right here. You think I can do it? But oh, you want her to be the volunteer? Ma'am, would you like to be the volunteer?
That's fine.
All right, what I want you to do, and I have your answer written down here. Okay. I want you to think of a number between 1 and 1,000. Okay, keep it to yourself. And think real hard about it. You got it?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
All right. You're thinking about it? I have your answer written right here.
Okay.
Oops. Got to turn it around. Is your answer yes or no? 246.
No.
Your answer is no. Fucking amazing, isn't it? Okay. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. I've been married 32 years. People here before might have thought about it. But I've been actually married 4 times. My current wife is fine, but I had been married 3 times before, but I've never been divorced. How does that happen? My first wife, she died of eating poison mushrooms. My second wife died from eating poison mushrooms. My third wife died of a fractured skull. She wouldn't eat the fucking mushrooms. Yeah, but even after 32 years, you got to do something sometimes to spice up your life, your love life. So I asked my wife if she'd like to take place in a little role playing, maybe make things a little interesting. And she said, "What you got in mind?" I said, "Well, I've always kind of had this fantasy. It's a violent rape fantasy." And she goes, "No!" I said, "Honey, that's exactly what I'm talking about." Yeah, but I don't really get laid much these days. In fact, the most exciting thing about sex at my age is sneaking out without paying for it. But I do have my memories. I remember back when I was a teenager, back in Costa Rica on spring break, I managed to have sex with 13 people over the course of 3 days. Yeah, not really bragging about it. I got arrested and was gang raped in jail. But I consider myself a generous person. Last year I donated a kidney to a 14-year-old girl. Yeah, she was very appreciative. Her family was very appreciative. But the hospital got real weird about it. They kept asking me where I got it. Where I got the kidney. Okay. You're with me? All right. Well, even after 32 years, my wife and I fight. I mean, I don't do myself any favors. She once asked me that, or told me that if I wanted to grow as a person, I had to embrace my mistakes. So I gave her a big hug. And that didn't work. The other day, she got really mad at me. In fact, she's furious with me now. We were in Walmart and we ran into my high school girlfriend. Nicole. And I don't know why it's stupid, but she won't even talk to me now. She's furious, and I don't understand it. Nicole graduated last month, and she starts A&M in the fall. You still with me? No. You know, my high school girlfriend. Okay, so I knew I had to do something drastic to get my wife a little calmed down. So I went and I had "I love you" tattooed on my dick. Yeah. You? Yeah. Well, my wife wasn't impressed. She said I was just trying to put words in her mouth. Ah, that one you like. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my crazy family. Uh-oh. Am I losing you? No, stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my crazy family. My dad, after having 3 kids, he decided to have a vasectomy. So I went in the hospital, I had a vasectomy, but there was a problem, a complication during the operation, and they had to remove both his testicles. Yeah, they were a little worried that when he woke up, he's not going to be too pleased. And sure enough, when he woke up and they told him, "Sir, we're sorry there was a complication, we had to remove both your testicles," he gets real mad and he says, "You sons of bitches, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue the hospital, but first I'm going to break your jaw." And the doctor laughed at him and said, "You ain't got the fucking balls." And my mother, she was a devout Catholic. She tried to put the fear of God in us when we were in growing up in northeastern Pennsylvania. And about 14, she said to me, "Son, if you ever think of touching yourself down there, just remember God is watching you." Boy, that'll put you, when you're alone, you kind of start thinking about that. But it worried me for months until I realized it was just my Uncle Pete. And still with me? Yeah. No, okay. You're watching us now. All right. Now, back to growing up in northeastern Pennsylvania, we didn't have much to do back in the 60s, but I remember one of the things we liked to do. It was simple as young kids. Anybody remember blowing bubbles? Just blowing bubbles? The soap bubbles? You remember blowing bubbles? Yeah, we enjoyed it back then, and we were real sad when Bubbles left the circus. So, okay, y'all remember. All right, we'll tell you about my name, Notorious BFG. It stands for Bald Fat Guy. It kind of fits. But I did it because my first name is actually Ed, E-D. And I know you guys back there know about erectile dysfunction. Now ED stands for erectile dysfunction. Imagine going around life with your first name named after a disease. I finally now know how my sister Chlamydia feels. Okay, I have a crazy brother. He got legendary back in northeastern Pennsylvania because at 14 he managed to sleep with a teacher. But it was a little controversial because he was being homeschooled. Are you sure you're still with me? Okay. And I have a sister, she's a librarian, and one of the things that drives her crazy is that when people come in and take out books on suicide, they never bring them back. All right, well, let's get a little dark. My sister had a cat. Come on in, you're not late. We just started. Okay. My sister had a cat, and then she had a baby who was allergic to the cat, so she put the cat down, and I said, "That must have been terrible for you." And she said, "Yeah, it was, but I figured the cat was sleeping 20 hours a day. What's another 4? Oh, I heard somebody got that one. All right, and my wife's sister has a daughter, and she was acting strange in a demonic sort of way, so my sister-in-law hired a priest to do an exorcism. And it worked. The child calmed down. But my sister-in-law failed to pay the priest, so the daughter got repossessed. All right. We know what you guys like. You like the satanic stuff. Okay, I got a couple of things. I forgot to tell you about my grandfather. My grandfather, when my grandmother passed away, we thought we'd cheer him up with a little company for the evening, so we went out and hired a sex worker, took him up to the apartment, and he said, "Hey guys, who's your beautiful friend?" And she says, My name's Angelique, and I'm here to give you super sex. And he thought for a second. He said, okay, I'll take the soup. See, there's somebody over there. That's it. We still got you though, right? We got you, because I'm going to give you a little philosophy, things to live by. Just remember this, that if you build a man a fire, you'll keep him warm for a day. But if you set that man on fire, you'll keep him warm the rest of his life. And then finally, this is something my other grandfather told me. I've lived my life with this in mind. Don't ever drink water because fish fuck it. Okay. Well, with that, I think my time's up. I haven't been lit up yet, but that's fine because of it. But I would like you to give me a little time to get off. Oh, so much better. Hey, I don't know what happened there, but I liked it. I want to thank you very much. I go by Daquiris BFG. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. So I hope you got a few laughs, and I hope you stayed with me part of the time.
I'll get up for Victoria's BFG once.
All right.
I feel like some of that stuff.
Get off stage.
I'm not that old yet.
The old fat guy. All right, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna keep this show rolling. We're gonna rip this community tonight. Y'all ready for some more comedy?